This is Agile in 3 minutes. What's good enough? I started making this podcast knowing full well that someday it'd come to an end. Don't worry, that's not happening now. Surprise was last week's episode. I don't think it's even close to the right time. I started writing this episode knowing I'd need to stop. When? As soon as I possibly can. I want every episode to be great, but my time is limited. I'd love to be able to run a draft by someone, wait for their feedback, and act on it. Never mind that, I don't even usually have time to sleep on it, especially when I haven't started writing till late in the week. The moment I feel it's good enough to share with you, when I'm confident it's not a waste of your time, and when I'm hopeful some part of it'll snag on your brain instead of passing right on through, that's the moment I plug in the microphone and ship it. This podcast is sort of like code. I have to live with what I make, it influences my options for what I can make next, and the effects for both of us are cumulative. But the mechanics are very different. For a development team, code is a place to live. If we're only staying a few days, we might treat it like a hotel. If we're moving in, then it's our home. When we're in it, we want to feel safe, comfortable, and clear-minded. We don't let clothes, plates, or dog fur pile up too high. We do what it takes to keep the place habitable. Homes exist to be commodious, not immaculate. If our code is our home office, then laundry, dishes, and vacuuming are not our job. The apparition of a lone, dirty sock doesn't preempt the day's plans. In fact, the number of days we want to be spending unexpectedly and exasperatedly cleaning the house is 0. We don't clean everything all the time, or hardly ever. We do just enough, just often enough, to sustain our focus on what we're here to do. The same holds for the work itself. For any given piece, we want to do it better, and we believe we could, if only we had more feedback, more time, more insight. But does anyone need it to be better? If not, we're wasting money and effort. And do they have other needs not yet addressed? If so, we're spending money and effort ineffectively. The meaning of better depends entirely on what people need. Same for good enough. So here's what I've got. This has been Amitai Schleier delivering a good enough increment of Agile in 3 minutes, the simplest podcast that could possibly work.